Hello everyone, we are from Group 7. Today our topic is about marginalists. As for introduction, the marginalist school of thoughts is an economic theory formed in the late 19th century as a response to the classical economists. They argue that economic value is subjective and only depends on individual preferences and marginal utility. The marginalists focus on how people make decisions when they have limited resources and unlimited ones. They emphasize on balancing marginal utility against marginal cost, whereby the individuals should consider the additional satisfaction of consuming one more good to the additional cost of obtaining that unit. In this way, they believe that individuals could allocate their resources which maximizes their satisfaction.
One of the most prominent figures in School of Marginalists is known as William Stanley Jevon. He was born in 1835 in Liverpool, Leicestershire, England, and he attended University College School since he was 15. He earned his Bachelor in Arts and Master in Arts from the University of London, and most of his work and ideas developed in Manchester, England. Other than Jevons, Leon Walras was second out of three of men who advanced the marginal revolution. He enrolled in École des Mines de Paris. Then he was appointed as the professor of political economy at the University of Lausanne, and most of his ideas and work have been largely influenced by his father since he was a kid.
Marginalist economics made significant contribution to the field of economics work. First contribution is marginal analysis and mathematical models. Marginalist economics developed the idea of marginal analysis, which emphasizes the small variation or changes in economic variable. This approach was well suited to the mathematical representation, allowing economics to quantify and analyze these marginal changes using mathematical models. This strategy made it easier to analyze economic behavior in a far more comprehensive and precise way. Next, theory of diminishing marginal utility. The principle of diminishing marginal utility is a basic concept in marginalist economics. It states that as individuals consume more and more units of a good or service, the additional satisfaction or utility derived from each additional unit decrease. In order to represent and analyze consumer behavior analytically, this theory was quantitatively expressed using mathematical functions, such as a declining marginal utility function.
The third one is the law of diminishing marginal returns. Marginalist economics also played a role in the formulation of the law of diminishing marginal returns in the production sector. According to this law, as a firm adds more unit of variable input such as labor while holding other inputs constant, the additional output produced from each additional unit of the variable input would eventually decline. This relationship was illustrated and quantified using mathematical models such as production function and the marginal product concept.
So in my part, I'm going to explain to you guys how is the marginalist school of thoughts relevant to today's world. So the first one is marginalists help individuals and businesses make better decisions by considering the incremental costs and benefits of consumption, production, and economic policy. So the second one, the marginalist school provided insight on price determination and market equilibrium. The marginal utility concept and the diminishing marginality principle explain how prices are determined based on supply and demand, guiding market participants and also policymakers. The third one, the marginalist school's marginal utility theory explains how people use limited resources to maximize enjoyment. So modern marketing tactics use this kind of concept to analyze consumer preferences, pricing, and also product differentiation. And the last one would be margin analysis provide insight into resource allocation in both micro and also macroeconomics. So this kind of approach is relevant in various fields, including environmental economics, public policy, and investment decision. So in summary, the marginalist school of thought remain very relevant today due to its emphasis on shaping economic analysis and guiding various aspects of contemporary economic theory and practice.
Hi, my name is Alisa. So I will continue the presentation. So for the example of marginalists in real life, we have two types, which is the consumer purchases and also the production decision. So for consumer purchases, when a consumer decides to buy a product, they consider the marginal utility derived from the additional unit of the product compared to its price. For example, if a person is considering to buy a new pair of shoes, they will evaluate the marginal utility they expect to gain from owning an extra pair versus the marginal cost of buying it. And for the production decision, in determining the optimal level of production, firms use marginal analysis. So they compare the marginal cost of producing an additional unit with the marginal revenue generated from selling the unit. If marginal revenue exceeds the marginal cost, the firm will produce more. Conversely, if the marginal cost exceeds the marginal revenue, the firm will reduce production. So that's all from me.
Now we know that there are a lot of theories from marginalist school of thought that we can apply in current economics. We also realize that every small changes in decision making can give a significant and a huge impact to the economics. That's all from us. Thank you.